Fun fact, Diana Ross was the first woman solo artist to headline the Super Bowl halftime show. Run my intro. Welcome to season 3 of Open M.I.C. I'm your host, Jamal Radio Raheem. Now, Open M.I.C is a music podcast. You can get anywhere that you get podcasts. You can also watch it on YouTube if you're one of those visual people like myself. Now, this season of Open M.I.C, we're going to bring y'all some new stuff. There's going to be some interviews. You're going to get some drafts. You're going to have some collab with other hip-hop music podcasts. We trying to do it a lot. We trying to do it bigger and better. You know what I'm saying? We trying to add some stuff, man. Now, there are some changes that are coming to this. Instead of dropping on Wednesday, we're going to drop every single Thursday, so you have something dope to step to. You know what I mean? Like a couple of days before the weekend and stuff like that. But also, there's a new segment. I'm going to have a whole bunch of different segments depending on the topics. But every episode will feature a mic drop, and that's the last word basically that you're going to get from the podcast, where I focus on one topic and I just drop how I'm feeling, raw emotion. That's what you're going to get from that. But on today's episode, we are going to talk about the Grammys recap, what I want from the Super Bowl halftime show, and mic drop. Without further ado, let's get it shot. So we had the Grammys this past weekend or whatever, and we had the Grammys, and surprisingly, for the first time in a very long time, the Grammys was actually enjoyable. Now, I don't know if it's because like they got more diversity or what, or just all the big hitters like they dropped, and last year was just a spectacular year in music. Like you got music from like all of like the big poppy girls. You got Kendrick, you know, the beef with Drake. You got so much that happened last year. That might be why it was so enjoyable, but whatever it was, I enjoyed not only like the Grammys, but like the commentary on it. But I'm going to give y'all the results, the ones that I really care about and really want to talk about. Let's just be real. Number one, Kendrick sweeping. He swept everything that he was in. Now, if I'm Drake, I gotta be sick. You told this man to come out and rap. You told him he was scared. You said, drop, 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 drop. And that man went and swept the Grammys. And I'm somebody who don't care about the Grammys and stuff like that because they usually get it wrong. But for them to recognize Kendrick and give him 5 Grammys on a song that is calling you a pedophile, calling you a PDF file for the whole world to see, it's crazy. Because I knew Not Like Us was big. I knew it was big. I did not recognize how big it was. I didn't recognize how big it was until I was at work and like heard kids singing it, to be honest. Like elementary kids singing it. And that's when I was like, oh, that boy is cooked. He is cooked. Now I do think Drake can recover because like it's the world that we live in. Like people have like these attention spans of like little rats. Like he could recover if he just accepts the loss. And nothing shows how big of a loss that he received than Kendrick sweeping the Grammy. And everybody's screaming out, A minor. I held the note. Just to get the emphasis. You know what I'm saying? If y'all didn't think Kendrick had a big year last year, what he's about to do this year is going to be crazy. Because he got the Super Bowl coming up. He got a world tour coming up. And I'm sure we're getting something else. I'm sure of it. This man is on a run. Shout out to Kendrick for sweeping the Grammys, though. Big fan. And you know, TDE, the Mafia of the West, they had another artist win, and that is Doechii. Doechii won Rap Album of the Year, and I am so happy that she won. You know what I'm saying? I honestly didn't think they were gonna give it to her. I was like, Grammys always get it wrong. They always get it wrong. Doechii won Album of the Year, Rap Album of the Year with Alligator Bites, Never Heal, and I was like, wow. I was surprised. I was shocked more than probably Doechii, because I'm like, wait, did the Grammys actually get it right? Like some people are like, oh, they did it for a statement and all this type of stuff and whatever. No, that was the best album out of that category. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the stuff that was in that category, to be honest, weren't the best rap albums of the year. Like Vince Staples wasn't in it. Blue Lips wasn't in it. Like to me, those were the best of the year. You can put them in whatever order you want, but those were the best too for me. So they weren't even nominated. So out of the ones that were nominated, she won, and she definitely deserved it. You know, people try to come up with all these other things, and I'll probably address it in a future episode. The whole her being an industry plant thing, but congratulations to Doechii. Hell of a performance too. She put on a hell of a performance. She is slowly, not even slowly, fastly showing that she could outperform your favorites. Not too many artists, especially rappers, could put on a performance that Doechii has been putting on. From the Tiny Desk to her what was it? Genius, where she did her song with Issa Rae, to the Grammys performance. She's been killing it. Like I hope she goes on tour with Kendrick and SZA. That would be like icing on the cake, chef's kiss. You know what I'm saying? The another thing that happened at the Grammys that actually really surprised me too. Beyonce won not only Country Album of the Year, but she won Album of the Year. And I just got to say, about goddamn time, Grammys. About damn time. Like some people are like, this is a pity award and all this is because her husband did it. She should have got the Grammys for Renaissance. Should have got it for self-titled. And B-Day. She should have three. Three. 1, 2, 3. So I don't care what anybody has to say. Honestly, I think that is well deserved. I think that like Beyonce was actually shocked because the Grammys had been doodling on her for years. She was shocked. She was like, because they've been doing it to her for years. Why would she expect to win when they have shown that they're not going to highlight her? And she probably know this ain't even my best work. This is a light work. And she won for this though, but I'm happy. I'm happy. I enjoyed the performances. The Weeknd surprised me that he performed. You know, that shocked the hell out of me because I thought he was done with the Grammys. But nice to see. Nice to see. You get a little diversity in the room, and I don't know. Your show is better. You get the awards right. You feel me? But like everything, there's always some bad. And the bad are the people crashing out over the results. Here's an example.
I'm just going to come right out and say it. Beyonce winning Album of the Year after Jay-Z stood up on that stage the year before and bitched and moaned and complained that she has all these Grammys, she has the most Grammys ever, has never won Album of the Year. It's giving, I donate all this money to this school just for my child to be benched in every single game. If you don't play my child, I'm going to withdraw all my donation. That's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. I will never... Last year, I wasn't going to forgive the Grammys for giving Victoria Monet newest artist of the year over Noah Khan. Okay, I've gotten over that since then. Victoria Monet seems like a very wonderful lady. Okay, but to give Beyonce Album of the Year, okay, when you had Billie Eilish, Sabrina Carpenter, Chappell Roan, Taylor Swift, Those are the only other ones that I cared about. Sorry, I'm forgetting everybody else. And to give her country album of the year when she didn't win a single country music award this year. Not a single one. It's blasphemy. You're telling me over Lainey Reeves? I'm missing people's names right now. Chris Stapleton? I mean, Post Malone's album was even better than... I'm sorry. The Beehive's gonna come for me, but I don't care. I've been staying quiet about it for too long. Pisses me off. And don't even get me started. I love me some Kendrick Lamar. But you're telling me that a diss track that wasn't even that serious won song and record of the year? He swept for a diss track. It was funny for the first time. I was like, hee hee ha ha. Drake is probably somewhere pissed right now. But then to win another one after literally all of the girlies have been slaying all year. Slaying all year. He doesn't win one, but he wins two. He ends up winning 5. And the fact that they had to emphasize, voted on by the 13,000 members of they have never emphasized that like so much before. In every single award up until this year, I've never heard them say, as voted on by the 13,000 members at the blah, 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 blah. Give me a break. Jay-Z must be stopped. Another thing? I'm not even done. What a coincidence that the biggest awards of the evening, his wife wins, and the person that he chose for the Super Bowl halftime show this year. Also, I'm done. I said what I needed to say.
Now, I've been seeing a lot of these Billie Eilish fans and also country fans crashing out over Beyonce winning album of the year. And in particular, the album of the year, it seems to be getting people pissed off more so than the country. Like the country folks, they always have their thing against Beyonce, but we're gonna get to that. Don't worry. The way that people are crashing out and showing their racism is crazy, because y'all didn't have a problem with Sabrina Carpenter or Charlie. Y'all have a problem with them. Y'all have a problem with Beyonce and Kendrick. That is weird behavior, racist behavior, but it's very telling. Like, and I'm personally like, I didn't know this was going on until my homeboy, shout out to Kendall, he pointed it out to me, and I went and looked it up, and I was like, whoa, people are really like upset. And people, you know what I mean when I say people, are really upset that Beyonce won album of the year and over Billie Eilish, and Billie didn't win any award. And I don't want this to come off as shade. I don't think Billie Eilish had the best album out of that group. I think Charlie had a better album. Sabrina had a better album. I think a lot of people have better albums than her this year. Like, I'm just naming people who I think had a better album that were in a lot of the categories that she was in. Like Charlie, Sabrina, even Cowboy Carter. Like, a lot of these albums were better than Billie Eilish's album. And that's not saying her album wasn't good. Like, this was a great year in pop music. Great year. Like, some of the albums that didn't even get nominated, and then you look at like who they were competing against, you're like, I understand. But like, for you to get on the internet and to like be mad at those two people in particular is either rage baiting or you being racist. And those two things, you could be both of those, to be honest. But that is insane to me that people are upset that Billie didn't win, and her little racist fans are making her look bad. And this is no shade at Billie Eilish. She ain't got nothing to do with her fans' reaction. You know what I'm saying? People are like, oh, she's crying. Oh, no, let's coddle her. She wasn't even crying because she lost. She was crying because Beyonce finally got the album of the year after being in the game for damn near 30 years. That's why she was crying. She was not crying because like she lost. Billie Eilish is so talented. she's going to win one of them things. She gonna win one of them things. She probably gonna win a few of them things. She is talented. Like, if I'm being real though, she didn't do anything special with that album. It's a good album, but it's nothing special. It's the same blueprint that we get from Billie Eilish. Like, say what y'all want to say about the album qualities and stuff like that. Yes, you have to have a quality album, but when it comes to a Grammy, it's the storyline too. The storyline matters. The influence matters. The risk taking matters. Cowboy Carter, it took a risk. Beyonce is doing a country album. Taking a risk. Doing something different than she normally does. The storyline, come on. That matters. That matters. Also, adding diversity in the room. That also matters. Because if we being real, if they would have added diversity in the rooms a long time ago, she would probably have a little bit more. Like, for you guys to be upset that these black artists are winning is honestly just telling on yourself. It's honestly telling on yourself. Like, Shorty was talking about, like, Victoria Monet. That wasn't even this year. She's upset that Victoria Monet won Best New Artist. First of all, when y'all make these statements, like, who listens to this person? Who listens to that person? Nobody was playing that. Or this song went platinum in my house. Y'all got to understand the world is much bigger than your little circle, your little place. You live in bumfuck Idaho. The world is much bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when y'all say these things, like, I didn't listen to it, I never heard it, then don't talk on this. Don't speak on it. Don't speak on it. I'm somebody who listens to so much music, like, and I don't even get paid to do it. I listen to so much music. I feel like I can talk on these things because I listen to these albums. And if I hadn't listened to the albums, I'm going to shut the fuck up. That's what a lot of y'all need to do. Y'all need to just shh. Because y'all not even listening to all the albums. Like, to say, oh, Victoria Monet didn't deserve Best New Artist. You know what? She didn't. You want to know why? She should have been got that shine. But y'all finally decided to recognize her. Y'all finally decided to recognize her. This wasn't the first Jaguar. This is Jaguar 2. Y'all decided to recognize her. She should have been got Best New Artist. Should have been up for these awards. So when she finally had her chance to shine, she was the best new artist in you guys' eyes because she was a new artist to you guys. She was the biggest new artist too, by y'all standards. Let's keep it a buck. Stop being racist. It's okay that your fave didn't win. It's okay that black and brown people are in these categories and winning. Y'all just gotta understand the world is much bigger than y'all. Y'all really do. Y'all really do. But we're going to take a break, and then we're going to get back into it. Super Bowl Sunday's coming up, and my team ain't in it, so I really don't care. Plus, I got the script right here. I can tell y'all what happens. The Super Bowl is coming up, and Kendrick is going to be performing the halftime show. So I'm going to give y'all my predictions for his set, what I think is going to happen. And then we're going to be back next week, and we're going to see how close I was. You know, how close I was. You know, whatever. That's the fun part. One, I think he's going to have a live band, like a marching band, from a HBCU and stuff like that. I think we're going to get that. I think it just makes sense. Some of his songs, like, you can easily perform them with a band. They actually sound great with a band. I've seen a lot of the videos, not just of like Not Like Us, of like multiple songs from him that sound wonderful with a band. So I think we're going to get a live band. I think we're going to get a medley of like some of his like popular songs, like DNA. We're gonna get for sure. Humble. We're probably gonna get. Mad City. We're probably gonna get. We're probably gonna get All Right. We're probably gonna get that. Now here's my prediction. He's only gonna perform 2 songs off of the new album. I think we'll get Squabble Up, and TV Off. Uh, TV off. I think it's going to be. This is my bold. I don't know if this is a bold prediction. I think TV off when it gets to the mustard. I think that's going to be the song that transitions to Not Like Us. I think that's the song that's going to transition to Not Like Us because I do think he's going to perform Not Like Us. I think he's going to close with Not Like Us. I think when SZA comes out, they're going to do All the Stars, 30 for 30. I think he brings out Baby Keem. I think they do Family Ties and part of N95. Um, I think Black Hippie is going to be there. I think we're going to get a new Black Hippie song. Hey! Call me just somebody who hoping and wishing. And from the West Coast, the best coast, left coast on the beach. I want a Black Hippie song, so I'm gonna manifest it. So that's what I think are going to be from the set. So I think we're going to get a live band. I think we're going to get like a medley of some of his biggest hits, like DNA, Humble, Mad City. Those are the ones I think we're gonna get. I think we're gonna get All Right too, somewhere in there. Then we're gonna get Squabble Up and TV Off. I think we get a Baby Keem appearance and we get Family Ties and N95. I think we get a SZA. We already know SZA's coming, so I know we're probably getting All the Stars and 30 for 30. Then we get a new Black Hippie song, and I do think that he performs Not Like Us. Now, if I was Kendrick and I was Petty, now this is like Petty. Now this is the Petty set, all right? The Petty set. I would perform Not Like Us. I would perform 616 in LA. Meet the Grams. I would bring Future out and Metro out. We play Like That. I'll bring out Pusha T. We play Story of Adidon. I might even bring out Meek Mill. I might bring Joe Budden out of retirement if Kendrick was real petty. You know what I'm saying? That's what the petty me wants. You know what I'm saying? And then I want him to perform Like That. And I want him to perform Like That like three times. I want Not Like Us 3 times. I want Like That. I want the solo Metro just going. That would be so hard. But I'm getting a little carried away. Those are my predictions though for the set. Before the set happens though, and before this conversation, I need all the whole like he's pushing a patriot agenda. He's putting propaganda. Stop it before he even gets started. I see what y'all did with Beyonce. Stop it before we even get started. Black people can be proud of being from America. We are Black Americans. That is our culture. Our culture is Black American. That I don't know why y'all like try to like get away from it because of like we ain't proud to be Black Americans. Like we're proud to be Black, but we're Black Americans. Like that's the culture we're talking about. Where are we supposed to be saying we from? I don't get the conversation. Like I don't get what people are wanting from the conversation. I guess like I just think a lot of people just need to go outside. Go outside. Go touch earth, smell the roses because I think the conversation was stupid to begin with. I don't know what the end goal is. Yeah. But with the Super Bowl happening and we getting all these great performers, I got to thinking who would I like to see perform at the Super Bowl? Like my dream possible guest. Because I think the Super Bowl is actually going to be in the Bay Area next year. So I might slide. I ain't gonna lie. I might slide there. Depending on how the funds are looking, we can put it on Klarma or whatever. But the first people I thought immediately is Outkast. I want Outkast. They have so many hits. You can have a live band. You could bring out so many people. Outkast was the first one that came to my mind. If the Super Bowl wants to bring like somebody real safe, Adele, vocals are always on point. Adele is always going to sound good. I don't know if Adele is right for the Super Bowl because I don't know if she has like the songs like that are like upbeat and stuff like that. Like I think she would have to like get real creative and like definitely she got to have some like guests because if it's just her singing with the microphone, I don't know how much people are going to like that. Her is a will be an amazing show because she can play instruments. She's a goddamn entertainer. Her is really like she's one of them ones. I've seen her and I've been impressed. She can do it all. There's nothing her can't do. And she got a song for everything. She is Hall of Fame talent. You know, and it's Bay Area. She's from the Bay Area. Like when I mentioned the Bay Area, that's why I was thinking about her. Her will be perfect because of the Bay Area ties. You know, um, Missy Elliott. I think Missy Elliott would be dope, but I would want a Missy Elliott in a collab with the Roots. You know, like I want her music, and I also want like the Roots. It would be like a collab effort. Um, it would be like the Dr. Dre Super Bowl, I guess. Have like Missy Elliott, have the Roots, bring out Timbaland. You know what I'm saying? Bring out Genuine. Bring them all out. Bring the VA out. You know what I'm saying? Bring out Pharrell. Bring out all of them. You know, even though it ain't in Virginia, make it Virginia. Virginia meets the Bay Area. How about that? And the last person that I think I would want is Hove, the GOAT, the greatest rapper to ever lace it up. Lace it up. He ain't playing sports. The greatest rapper to pick up a microphone. I would want Jay-Z to do it because I think Jay-Z is the greatest, and I also would love to see Jay-Z get the shine that he deserves because I think he's going to be a rapper. And I'm not saying people don't appreciate Jay-Z because that would be blasphemous. But I think that we need to have a stage where we could just highlight Jay-Z's career of hits to like the world, and the amount of guests. Yeah, I keep bringing up guests because that is a very important to like a show like the Super Bowl and like the amount of people you can bring out. He could bring out the show person of all show persons, Beyonce. He can bring out Alicia Keys. He can bring out Justin Timberlake if y'all want Justin Timberlake. Like he could bring out so many people. So many people. Like he got songs with pretty much everybody. Eminem. I don't know if they will perform Renegade, but he could bring out a song with Eminem and do Renegade. I'm just saying there's so many artists that he can bring out. Like, and even if he don't bring out any artists, he got the hits. Like, he got hits. He could just do the Blueprint era. Like, all the blueprints. Blueprint 1, 2, 3. He could do all those songs. Now, I would love for it to be heavily Blueprint 1, but it's neither here nor there. But those are the people on my dream list. You know what I'm saying? Like, I even thought of like a fake person that's not even a real person. Powerline, you know, shout out to Tevin Campbell. Get him on it. Shoot. You know what I'm saying? Or you could just have Cleo Thomas up there. You could just have him like mimicking it and then like have like Tevin Campbell doing the vocals. There's a lot you can do. But those are my dream sets. That's my whole thing on the Super Bowl. Y'all let me know. But now here's the mic drop. Welcome to the first installment of Mic Drop. Now, on this one, I want to talk about something that I've been doing lately. So, I go on a walk every single morning and I listen to an album a day. I listen to a new album to me every single day. So, it could be an album that came out in 1970s. It could be an album that came out yesterday. As long as it's new to me, I'm going to listen to an album a day. And this has been one of the best things that I like have done. Number one, it's a way for me to get my steps in and to stay healthy, but also it's also a way for me to discover new music. You know what I mean? Like new music to me. And there's some dope stuff that I found from these albums that I didn't even know about. You know, I'm gonna put on the screen for the people who are watching on YouTube the list of albums that I listen to. I'm gonna share a few of them with the people who are listening. Muddy Waters 2 by Redman. I listen to Wham by Lil Baby. De La Soul's The Grind State. I heard a few songs off of that project. The song with MF Doom I heard before, and I heard a couple other songs, but to hear the whole project was dope. I heard Teddy Swim's new album. I tried Therapy. I tried Everything But Therapy Part 2. Fire. This artist Jordan Pryor, Sorrows Volume 3. This is a whole bunch of dope instrumentals. Safa, the prelude, didn't know who she was. She got a fan in me. Like there is Amber Navran. I hope I'm saying her last name right. Knock on the Orange Door. Like I heard her album because I heard a song featuring her off Rhapsody's project, and I searched for her. Like I've heard a lot of projects this month, and I'm not gonna say I only heard these 30 something projects because I've heard more albums. Obviously, I listen to music a lot, but these are just the albums that I've been listening to while on my walk. I put the albums in a tier system from S tier to D tier. Um, Really, I don't think any of them are going to fall in the F tier because I'm getting recommendations from people I know. Number one, and a lot of them have good ears when it comes to music, and also albums that I just haven't listened to that are on my list. So I don't think I'm gonna find an F tier. If I need to add the F tier, I would add it, but I just don't think there's gonna be any that falls into that. Honestly, I don't think any is gonna fall into the D either. But I did rank them. I will put the tier on here for people who are watching. I'm not going to break down the tier, but this is just the tier system um, for the month of January. I'm gonna do it for every month. I might make one big ass one, but as of right now, I'm probably just going to do one for each month. So it's gonna be 12, and then at the end of the year, I'm going to look at the tier system, talk about some of my favorite albums, some of my favorite songs from the albums, and stuff like that. Maybe that would be like a bonus episode or something like that. But I wanted to highlight 3 projects that I listened to this month because I think all of the projects were dope, and these 3 in particular, they stood out the most for me because of stuff I liked about them. The first is Shanice, Inner Child. My boy Kendall, we were doing, I don't know what we were doing. Oh, we were recording the Yapper Quartet, which is a podcast I used to do with them. I don't know if it's coming back, but we were talking about underrated albums, R&B albums, and he mentioned this album. And for those who don't know who Shanice is, she has the song "I Love Your Smile." That is the big song from here. That was the only song I knew from the project, and I tell you, I was pleasantly surprised about how good this album is. Like this album to me, I have it in A tier. It is a great album. And then to find out how young she was, my gosh, like she sounded like Minnie Riperton. Like I kid you not, I'm not even gassing it. She sounded like Minnie Riperton. Like she can sing. She even did a cover of "Loving You," which her voice is it was so similar. I was like the whole time I was listening to the album, I was like, man, she sounds like somebody I know. And then she did that cover, and I was like, that's who. But that album is fantastic, man. Like I was looking for the vinyl. That's how much I love that album. Like I got it on CD. I didn't even realize that I had it on CD. But phenomenal album. I recommend it. If you haven't heard that album, go give it a listen. I'm shocked. Shout out to my boy Kendall. The next album that I want to highlight is "Leave It All Behind" by Foreign Exchange. Now, if you know me, you know I'm a big Fonte fan. So I'm not going to pretend like I didn't hear a few of these songs off of this project already. But I never heard the project all together. And I actually listened to this album walking the city of San Francisco. Like I was just walking one day. I took like a little me trip, and when I take little mini vacations, like I don't do what people normally do. I do stuff like walk the city and like do random stuff. And I was listening to this album on my walk, and Fonte, he might be he might be I don't want to go that far. I was about to say some wild stuff. But Fonte is definitely, I'm gonna just say that he's one of my favorite artists. I can say that. He's one of my favorite artists to ever do it because he can do it all: rap, sing, and he's giving you stuff that's very relatable. It's like lifestyle type of songs. You know what I'm saying? Like songs you can relate to with your boo thing, songs you can relate to with an ex, songs you can relate to just in life being a man, a black man, like like Sweeter Than You. That song, ain't nothing better than you. I'm about to start singing. Listen, I love that song. Daykeeper, like phenomenal songs. These songs are bangers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know if I can play the songs. If I can play the songs, I'm gonna put a snippet. I might put like a little snippet of each song to like highlight them from Fonte. But yeah, man, I'm a big fan of Foreign Exchange. It's weird too because I've heard so many songs from Foreign Exchange. That's the group of that Fonte's in, outside of like Little Brothers. For people who don't know, but I actually never heard a full project like front to back. But I've heard like even their other projects. I've heard pretty much all the other songs, just never like straight through like a whole project. It's very weird. But Foreign Exchange, Leave It All Behind. I also put that in A tier. That might be my favorite album that I listened to in the month of January. But I also know I'm biased because I'm a big Fonte fan. And the last project I want to highlight is Desi Hollow, Oceanside. Now, I am from Oceanside, California. I rep the 760 with my full chest. And this project was not number one, putting my city on, representing the city in a great way, talking about stuff, and I can like visualize the things. Like, it's home. Like, that is home. This album is like a funk album, but it sounded like home for me. You know what I'm saying? He did a great job of like showcasing Oceanside with this project. Like, that song Home, like that song alone, it made me miss my city. You know what I'm saying? This project made me miss Oceanside. And it's going to be a project that I have in my rotation because I miss my city sometimes, you know, and this will be like a reminder of the city. It's like when you can't visit, but you can always rep it, you know. Harley Home always rep it. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to put the spotlight on somebody from my city. For the people who aren't from my city, who don't know what Oceanside is and stuff like that. Shout out to Desi Hollow. Shout out to John Gibbs, another person from Oceanside. He's also featured on this project. But those are the three projects I wanted to highlight. I also have a playlist that I made. I took my favorite song from each album that I listened to on my walk. And the playlist, I will put it on Apple Music. I'll put it on Spotify. I might even put it on YouTube. But it's definitely going to be on Apple Music and Spotify. But yeah, that is my tier list of what I listen to. I might even put a little video for the people watching it on YouTube so you can see like the songs, the tier, the albums that I wanted to highlight. But yeah. Before we get up out of here, though, I want to give y'all the song of the week. The song of the week is by Suti Tooti. I hope I'm saying his name right. Suti Tooti, Dive in the Lava. He's a rapper that I don't know if he's from San Jose, but I know he lives in San Jose right now. I currently live in San Jose, so I wanted to highlight this song. So the song is called Dive in the Lava.
Some people have to jump into a volcano to realize that it's hot. So let them scuba dive in the lava and see if they like it.
This is not a pleasant conversation. I'm grieving from the depths of my heart, but I'm resentful cause half of the fucking nation clearly don't know the depth and complexity of the hatred of leaders they left at anguish. Democracy and its principles, human rights that will strip you of culture, that will remove you from deportation and denaturalization. Awaits you, delusion and complacence. A suffering that surrounds you, criticism about you, lines that you can cross through. These are not the types of mistakes that you can make, that the niggas will still be friends with you. Recklessness or ignorance really don't make a difference. You chose your pocket over lives that you know would be stricken with tragedy, persecution, and poverty by the end of it. I don't think you wanna see what this does to me. I think you're ignoring all this suffering. Oh, you only care about yourself. Oh, you only care about yourself. You're second from bottom on the totem pole. Who's gonna help you when we're all gone? Decisions you have to live with, answers that you admitted to questions that you resented. Would you exchange a life for deductions on your expenses, or sacrifice trans rights for capital gains on dividends? Risk your own citizenship so young people can't get in. Platform oppressive leaders so tip wages just raise a bit. Vote for fucking slavery so you know where your taxes went. Kill a mother and her child so you can go up buy a Benz. Atrocities always for profit. When the fuck your list in? You don't need to answer that. Your ballot's enough evidence. It never ends. Slave to your wallet, slave to your bills and all your temptations. Slave to a profit, but you really don't see the future waiting. Slave to the dollar, the gang lost and they all disbanded. Who gon' be there for you in the end when you can't even manage? Kojima Death is now on your island. I hope you ain't stranded. I don't think you wanna see what this does to me. I think you're ignoring all this suffering. Oh, you only care about yourself. Oh, you only care about yourself. You're second from bottom on the totem pole. Who's gonna help you when we're all gone? Principles you abandoned, people you reprimanded. The hatred that you stand with is way too hard to manage. First it sounds like rhetoric, then it's property damage. Soon it turns to violence and persecution you ran with. Twisted your expectations, but you don't have abrasions, so ain't no conversation. A hole in your chest is the only thing that gets through to you. A cry from your pocket is the only thing that you'll listen to. Yeah. Your belly's fat off a diet of misinformation. They took advantage of your status and lack of education and made you eat up all that junk food, and now you can't replace them. So I'ma do a favor for you, only once, cause I tried before you tied the noose. I'ma tell you what you voted for, policies that you had enforced. I'ma be the first to tell the truth to you. Tariffs are an import tax. You already knew, but China doesn't pay the fucking tariff, nigga. You do. Your shirts, food, forks, phones, tech, shoes, 60% more expensive. That's what you approved. And Roe v. Wade, that nigga tricked you again. It just prevented states from passing abortion restrictions. The truth is, a federal ban is still in their plan. So when your sister needs the pill and can't get it, tell her you're the man that voted for the death of her and her child. Some women voted Tuesday to take their own rights away. They thought this ain't apply to them. They thought that they was really safe. And there's some immigrants out here that really think the same way. He not gonna deport me. I work a steady job and give back to my community. They only after criminals, my nigga, that is not me. I'm really a citizen with drive. They not gonna boot me. I got 2 kids and my wife, they really love me. I just bought a house for $210, man, and it's lovely. I worked my ass off for everything that's in front of me. Ain't nobody kicking me out of here. This my country. I got bad news for you. They want to denaturalize you, your kids too. DACA repeals, day one, they gon' make they move. Soon as the criminals are gone, they gon' come for you. Tax cuts, they wanna defund Social Security. In other words, your mama gon' be working till she's 70, maybe 80. You won't see retirement, I promise. It's not cause you're lazy. People you voted for don't know economics, and it's crazy. Craziest part is once they fuck it up, you might not be able to vote them out like you thought you could. Loyalists, horrible fucking people inside this group said that they would overturn elections if they needed to. Jan 6, 4 indictments, that's your precedence. The mastermind of it all is now your fucking president. There's 0 lines he won't cross, no boundaries that he won't push. Supreme Court and Congress are now under the right's foot. They hate democracy, they want to see it end. They want to be ruled under a king again. This is a cult. This is not normal. This is new. This is not 2016 again. You should really think if you should move. I'm not trying to scare you. It's terrifying, but it's the truth. I told you the volcano was hot. You ain't believe me then, so scuba dive in the lava and see how hot it really is.
This has been Open Mic. I've been your boy Jamal Radio Raheem, man. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, rate us 5 stars. If you're going to rate us anything else, I think you are a hoe. I should not say that. That is a wild thing to say. That's so crazy, man. Rate us 5 stars. If you're going to rate us anything else, man, don't waste your time. And I will catch y'all next week with another pod to step to. Peace out.